what's going on? This is your boy GC3, and I'm in the place to be. I'm finally back in the studio here, the Vision Sports Network studio out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Anyways, I am bringing on a special guest who, I've had the opportunity to get to know him over this last year, but just a really great guy, really good for the game of basketball. And yeah, this is episode number 45. Without further ado, let me bring on my man, Coach CC. Coach, what's going on? CC, my guy, how you doing, man? How's everything out there in NorCal?
Good. Out here in Sacramento, man, with California Tribal Lady Eagles. We in the thick of season, man. So, got a lot going on, but it's been great, man. It's been great. How are things out there?
You know what? It's just been busy, man. If people don't realize, they think basketball is my full-time job, and it's not. My full-time job is I'm an educator, and
Yep.
there's been a little bit of a change because my old job that I was hired for, the upper administration decided to cancel the program, and I'm very fortunate they still retained me and transferred me to another job. So it's been quite a challenge. It's been very demanding. That's why I haven't been out as many games as possible. However, I just had an event out in Hawaii called the Honolulu Hoop Showcase. With the Power Three schools in Honolulu, which is Iolani, Punahou, and Kamehameha. It was a girls' event, and from the continent, we had Bakersfield Christian from California, from Southern Cal, and then we had Estrella Foothills out of Goodyear, Arizona, and South Point Catholic out of Tucson, Arizona. So it was a really nice event. Just a great opportunity for the Hawaii teams to play just new blood, new teams, because with their league, they only have four teams total, and they play each other like multiple times just to make up a regular season. So
Yeah.
it was just a great opportunity for all the kids and coaches involved to get that. But
Yeah.
Coach, how's your season going? I mean, you've been doing some really, really great things out there. I know first year program,
Yeah.
and you guys are competing at a high level. If you want to
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. So first year program. So essentially it's California Tribal Athletics. We are a micro college within Sac State. Um, Next season, they're moving into a more formal college, Native American College of Sac State, and that's still a micro college within it. And then out of that, we have our own athletics program. Right now, we are independent, but we've had multiple conversations with NAIA and USCAA and different stuff like that. But being independent has allowed us to play a lot of different schools. So we had a trip to Arizona, we had a trip to New Mexico, and we played a lot of NAIAs, a couple D2s and stuff like that, and it's been great. So this year, as of right now, we just won on Tuesday night against Lincoln University, which is another smaller school up in the Bay Area. And they're former league champions. So the league we're in is the Southwestern State Conference, SWS Conference. And you have some smaller schools like Nelson University in Arizona, um, Navajo Tech, Bethesda, Lincoln, Nobel University down in SoCal. So it's kind of like a cluster of schools who pretty much are all independent. Some of us will be moving into NAIA next year. Some of us will be staying. A couple other schools will be added. Different stuff like that. So right now we're 10-4. We just beat Lincoln, who were the reigning champs last year. And we've been having a hell of a season, especially for a first year program. It's been challenging, but it's definitely been rewarding.
No, that's amazing. I mean, it's funny. Let's talk about your hiring because the athletic director at the time, he gave me a call, and at first, he gauged to see, if I was somewhat interested, and I told him it's really hard for me because I'm based here, I have my family here, I have a house here, so I can't get up and leave is a little bit harder. But I was telling him like, hey, I got a friend that's looking, be looking for an opportunity, he's up in the area because when we met at Cam's
Yep.
Cameo. And shout out to my guy Cam, Jim, Mr. Jemson and Jim. But
Yep.
we did the Spring 150 last spring, and you were evaluating players, and we had a good when Cam introduced us, it was just awesome, and we
Yep.
clicked, we had a great conversation, kept in contact, and yeah, it was just awesome. Like I was like, hey, I told the AD, I'm like, hey, you know, he's looking, he's evaluating a few other opportunities, but I go, he's local, he knows where there's a bunch of players, and it's also awesome because like we have a lot of mutual connections besides Cam, like
Right.
you know, my man Sal,
Mm-hmm.
Velasquez, and you got his daughter
Yeah.
playing on your team because she, ended up transferring from San Francisco State University,
Yep.
and I know she's a heck of a talent. So it's just kind of crazy how it all, came full circle, and I just appreciate our relationship, and I know the best is yet to come when you're involved because you're a high energy guy. You work tirelessly, and I see it. You're willing to put in that work, and you also do a great job in skills development. If you want to, if you guys see coaches, Instagram tag handles on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and it's CC Skills Academy. So, Coach, you want to share kind of your Skills Academy and some of your clients that you've had come through your academy.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, it was great. It was a great summer. My academy specifically started in 2019, which, as we both know, was right before COVID. So I had to get creative. After graduating and playing college basketball, um, I had some opportunities to go pro, and I was able to go to the Dominican Republic and play. And when I came back, I decided that training was something I loved. I was teaching kids and stuff like that since I was a kid. So I was 16 working youth camps, and then all the way up, through college and stuff. I always came back and worked with the youth and different aspects. And so coming back from the DR, I decided to start my own brand. Little did I know, 2 months later, the world was going to shut down. And so with that, a lot of things started happening online. YouTube started becoming more popular, TikTok, Instagram, videos, stuff like that. So I was able to kind of reach out to different people across the world because everybody was on their phone. You know what I mean? And everybody was on the internet, everybody was watching videos. So viewership naturally went up. So over the years, I was based in Oakland, California, and had pretty strong ties there, growing up there, playing there, and then just working with a lot of different youth. Out of that came my AAU program, which is the academy. And so we started at 15 under. Most of my kids were 14 years old, but we started at 15 under, and then that kind of grew. And then as that gained traction, I was able to just work with a lot of different athletes from grassroots level all the way up to pros on the men's and women's side, overseas pros. And that just led to different opportunities of me working with USA Basketball. So at USA Basketball, we had the junior national team, and that was the year like Rob Dillingham was there, Ron Holland, who's playing for Detroit Pistons, um, Nas Cunningham, who's at Alabama, Ian Jackson, who's at North Carolina. So it was just a huge plethora, top talent. And I was there helping out and learning. That was my biggest thing. So everywhere I go, I like to learn and also kind of add my piece to the puzzle, whatever that may be. So be of some sort of assistance, you know. And from there, kind of took coaching, more serious as well. Some people want to just stay on player development side, which I love, and I've done it at a high level. But I'm also good with X's and O's. My father was a coach. My grandmother was a coach, and she played in the first women's pro league. So X's and O's kind of run in my blood, And so I was like, I still got an itch to draw stuff up on the board. I don't want to just be player development at like a high school level or college level. So then that kind of fast forward, I was able to work at Cal State Monterey Bay, which is Division II school. Following that summer, this past summer, I was working NBA pre-draft and was able to work with guys like Bronny James, Lonzo Ball, Rob Dillingham as he was getting ready for the league. Terrence Shannon, that was at Illinois, that also plays for Minnesota. Deja Kelly, who's at Oregon. LeBron, as he was getting ready for USA basketball. Jaren Jackson was actually one of the funniest guys that I met. He's a huge goofball, but Jaren Jackson, and just working down in LA with Chris Johnson, one of the best trainers, if not the best, most profound trainer on the basketball side, and just kind of gaining knowledge and stuff like that. And so, as all that was transpiring, that's when I got the call from you. And like you said, there was a lot of different opportunities kind of on the horizon for me. And some of my mentors, Phil Handy, Derek Fisher, were telling me like, hey, you can never get a knock on your resume for head coaching, regardless of what level it's at. And so if you're able to take a first-year program and make some noise with it, that's only going to help you as you grow, And so that's kind of how that started. And even there was some rocky spots, I mean, it's definitely paid off right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you guys are making noise. I mean, I know of some programs who are established and they're still trying to find, one
Yeah.
win, like
Yeah.
going into the new year, and you definitely are making some noise. So, again, huge congratulations. I mean, for staying the course, because that's not easy to do, especially in the first year program. I mean, people don't realize there's bumps in the road when you have a first year program, and I know of other coaches, even at various levels, not just the college, even the high school, even the club first year program. Like there's a lot of things that hurdles you're going to come across, and the nice thing though is being independent. That's awesome. You're able to explore opportunities with your program for the future. So, and I know the future is bright. Um, you know, for your program, I mean, you got some really good players involved, and I know other kids are going to be looking for the opportunity, coming here in spring and summer as well, because with this whole recruiting landscape, I mean, I got to tell these parents and these viewers, stop treating junior college like it's like a consolation prize.
Right.
If you get a JUCO offer right now as a high school prospect, that is like opening up a candy bar and Willy Wonka and the Oompa Loompa sliding in that golden ticket. Because let's talk about I talked to a parent about their daughter's recruiting. She was kind of leaning to committing to a Division II.
Yeah.
But after the conversation I had with the parent, I just said, hey, that Division II offer is going to be there in 2 years. Why not go JUCO, get an associate's degree? Or we're just talking education now. Get your associate's degree and then improve your game a little bit. You never know, you may slide in to become a Division I player. But if not, go get your 4 more years paid for and get a master's degree out of it. Walk away with a master's.
Yeah.
There's that opportunity. And I said, on the flip side, build your NIL, name, image, and likeness. Utilize JUCO to build that portfolio.
Yep.
Going into your last 4 years of school, boom. You can be getting, paid. You can be getting paid if you do it right. And they really they slept on it, and Dad called me and was like, George, that was very valuable information. We never even thought about that angle. And I said, well, I'm just giving you what could happen. There's a lot of good, and why not work on it? Because I know for sure that the D2s and Division I's, they're not interested in high school kids unless they're in the top like 5% nationally.
Yep.
So if you're under the radar, I mean, and I mean, I challenge these, these parents and these kids, go to a JUCO game. I mean, even the ACCAC here in Arizona has been getting better as a,
Yeah.
we're getting really good talent. I mean, we have like Eastern Arizona who does really well. Coach DePaul does a heck of a job. And even like our D2s are really, awesome with Coach Stevenson at Mesa College and Coach Holthouse over there at Pima. And there's just a lot. The conference as a whole, I mean, Scottsdale's getting better. Phoenix College is getting better. I know Central, there's been an up and down, but they're competing, they're getting better. Coach East and Western. I mean, it's I talked to some of the prospects I scouted when they were in high school, and now they're playing in JUCO, and they're just like, they're like, GC. I'm like, what's up? They're like, you are in line. This is a level we never expected to. This is like unreal. And I just said, I told you, people, they don't understand it.
Yeah.
This is like, this is the real deal. And kids who really get into JUCO and take it serious, they know.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why we talked off air. You're like, hey, I'm building my target list for the going into the spring, and the first thing is, George, what do you know in the portal and JUCO kids?
Yep.
So
yeah, no, we definitely, I would say out of the 15, 16 girls I have on my team, at least 9 of them are from JUCO.
wow.
At least 9 of them from JUCO. We have 2 freshmen, and then we have a couple 4-year transfers. So as far as like next season, definitely looking for JUCO. And the way our recruiting works is you're a Sac State student. So all the perks and great education that comes from Sac State, you're getting. You're a Sac State student. It's just a couple classes and like a minor of Native American studies or ethnic studies on top of whatever your major you want to be, whether that's kinesiology, business, communications. We have a nursing student athlete who just got Dean's List, True Billy, one of our freshmen. And so you're a Sac State student. If you come in as a JUCO transfer, then you are a junior. Majority of the time, you're a junior. Sometimes classes vary. And then you will just have a pathway of minor classes that are in ethnic studies. And so we're definitely looking for JUCO. And our team has to remain 75% Native. And we have a lot of girls from Arizona, New Mexico, California. And a lot of people don't understand, like, a lot of people have Native American in them. A lot of people that may not know that. So check your family tree. If you have family back east, Wichita, Kansas, South Dakota, Oklahoma, it's a huge population. And if you are enrolled in a tribe, then that's easy usually to get that paperwork. But even if it's a couple ancestors back, great grandparents, great grandparents, if they have any information or anything like that, we have African American and Choctaw and Creek. We have a great African American and Alaskan Native, Tyra. So we have a lot of different variations. And so it's a big umbrella that you can fall under. It's just, like you said, about finding those right kids that are ready to make immediate impact. Because that's what we're looking for. We made noise this year with an older, developed team. And so that's what we're looking for going forward as well.
Well, I'm excited. I mean, you're doing a phenomenal job. And, my last thing for you, Coach, before we end this episode is, who are your 3 impact players you feel are going to make a huge impact on your program, here going into the new year to finish up, to round out the season?
Man,
That's tough. I know. I'm sorry.
I would say one, definitely Kishara Romaine. She's actually from Washington, and I was recruiting her last season, going into the spring last year, and we stayed in contact. And as I got this new opportunity, she was one of the first ones to say, like, "Coach, let's do it." And so she's definitely been a rock to our program. 5'11", 6 foot forward, kind of does it all, averaging close to a double-double. She went Division II in track, and was all conference in track, and then her love for basketball was still there, so she went JUCO, and then now she's finishing out her education. So she's definitely one, and she had the opportunity actually to go play for her Bahamas national team during this season.
Wow.
And so she's gone for 2 weeks and helped represent Bahamas national team in a tournament in Mexico. So that was huge. Another one I would say is Nico. Nicolette Melangi. She's from this area, but she went to San Francisco City College, which is a top women's JUCO here in California. She's one of our 6'2" post. She's a mismatch nightmare for anybody. She's poly, and was in a situation where her confidence wasn't the highest because of how she was being utilized. Immediately got here, ready to work, ready to do any extra type of workouts, whatever she needed to be done, and she's thrived with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's been a huge one. And then we already mentioned Sam Samaria from the SF State, but I would like to mention Christine Scabby. We call her Tween. She went to Scottsdale last year.
Okay, nice.
Salt River Reservation, and she's been a huge plus for us and really took on the 6-man role, and took it on knowing her ability, but knowing what her role is in that ability and thriving in it. So she's leading scorers, and she was in a situation where she had a lot of room for potential, and it was untapped potential, and now it's kind of coming to light. So her and Nikkiana Kinsale both came from Scottsdale. And Nikki's actually our starting point guard, and then Tween comes off the bench. But Tween's just been dynamite the last few games, and every day in practice she brings it. So, and it was actually really cool. We got to go to her gym when we went down to Arizona, on her reservation, and it was great experience. Just great kids, all great academics, everything. So I would say those three are definitely going to be, making noise come conference time.
Awesome. Well, Coach, hey, thank you for your time. I really appreciate, our relationship and your support, and like I said, the best is yet to come. I'm super excited to continue to follow you on your journey. And yeah, we'll stay in touch. Stay blessed.
For sure. No doubt. Appreciate you, Coach, for giving me a call and just the opportunity.
Well, thank you so much, man. And you have a good night. All right, guys. So that wraps up episode number 45 with Coach Chapman, aka Coach CC, head women's basketball coach at Cal Tribal College out there in Sacramento, California. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate all the love and support. Peace.